This is in-depth study of the Christ, the propitiation, the begotten Son, the law, the judge, the ruler, the standard, the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, the one, the true Jesus Christ. Here on Understanding the Bible Radio, on Screen Study, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, on screen undeniable facts of Scripture.
Ron Saxton here, lunchtime study doing the Begotten Son, the definitions, lunchtime study, live, unrehearsed. We're looking at now the definitions. We did the definitions of the Spirit, the definitions of God by these are the Hebrew, Greek definitions in the lexicons, which our English version Bible, King James Version, is translated from the languages. We are now looking at the begotten Son, the Son definitions. I'm going to jump right into it. No money, no tithing, no seed sowing, none of that here. There is none of that. No products being sold, nothing. There's no money because God doesn't need your money. He wants you to submit yourself to him as a vessel that he placed his Spirit in. Yeah. So let's go with Son. Well, I don't think that we need to see Messiah in this one, because we already understand that the Greek and Hebrew was the Hebrew Messiah. We're saying, hey, that's Messiah, that's salvation, our Savior. We know that his name is Yeshua, the H3444, which is in their language, the Hebrew language. And we know him as salvation for all the world, for those that are coming to him, presenting themselves to him, that he be placed in them by the Father, God. Okay, so let's just go with begotten Son first, because there's some other terms, man. There is Son of Man, which we're going to look at. So I know that's jumping right into the Greek. I know. But we know that the Hebrew is going to tell us son is an offspring of one, of like a human offspring, a child given, by a parent, from a man or whatever have you. We know that it's going to be there. So I'm trying to jump right into the Son. I'm trying to jump right into the begotten Son of God. That's John 1:18 showing up right there. That's the 3439, and I think I may have done these definitions before in the past, some years ago on the YouTube. If this crashes, if my study crashes, I will come back on the Facebook. I'll be back on the YouTube. You won't have to do anything but just wait until I come back, because I don't know why I'm getting a crash situation going on now. But I'm getting it back again after all of the work I've done to stop it from happening. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't get the notification from the YouTube also, but that's all right. I'll get there. I will get there. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to begotten Son. That's the G. Begotten is G3439. The Son, S-O-N, capital S right here, is the 5207. We're seeing it here again. He gave his only begotten. All right, Son right there. Not believed in the. Okay, there's the Jesus talking in John 3:18. Because they're not believing in the name, the authority of the only begotten Son, as you can see there. And by faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, okay, as Isaac, his only begotten. But look at that. That's the S-O-N. That's regular, a lowercase S-O-N. There's no Greek number there. Yeah. Did you notice that? I did. There is some begotten. Look at that. We're going to the Hebrew too. We're going to do that right now. There it is right there for the Psalms. And that's Psalms 2:7, excuse me. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day I have begotten thee. Yeah, right there. So we're going to go there. Then as you can see, begotten son, that's the only place it is in the Old Testament. And then it jumps right into our new, right there. And he's making mention of the psalm right there. And he's probably even describing it. God hath fulfilled the same unto us, their children, in that he hath raised up Jesus again, as it is also written in the second psalm. That's the one. There you go. Same one. Okay. There you go. I want to say this is Philemon. I beseech thee for my son, Onesimus, whom I have begotten, all right, in my bonds. Okay, so I would say he hasn't. I guess this is where they're getting the spiritual father and spiritual son stuff. That, like in my culture, in the Black African American Christian culture, they say that. Oh yes, I begotten in my bond. So I taught you about Christ, and you came, and you were my son in the spirit, kind of stuff. That's what they take it and make it. But anyway, it's not there. And then it makes another mention there, right here. Okay. Hebrews 5:5. And they mention it Psalms again, right there. He's mentioning it again to the Hebrews, right there. That Psalm. Thou art my son, today have I begotten thee. He's mentioning it again. Okay, it's tying it to Christ. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Any questions, comments, you guys post it up. Vaughn, I want to say hello. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, Vaughn. How you? Good to see you. Okay. So let's go into our Hebrew first. Let's go into our Hebrew and say what the begotten son is.
Strong's H1121. Bane. Bane.
Yeah, that's the way they pronounce begotten in their language. Before English, son, children, old, first, man, young, child, stranger, people. Let's see. Outline is son, grandson, child, member of a group. Yeah. Son, male, child, grandson, children, male, female, male and female, children. Okay. Youth, young men, young of animals, sons of characterization. Okay. Sons of injustice for unrighteous men, or sons of God for angels. Okay, he's referring to angels there. All right. People of a nation, of lifeless things, sparks, stars, arrows, sparks, stars, arrows. A member of guide, guild, order, class. Okay, of guild. Our Strong's is a little bit, it's got a little thickness there on it. Strong's Concordance, that's not a lexicon, Concordance. David stopped by. How you doing, man? How you doing? All right, his son, all right, a builder of the family name in the widest sense of literal figurative relationship, including grandson, subject, nation, quality or condition like father or brother, afflicted, age. These are names of people. All right. See, you got that. Here's anointed, anointed one, appointed to, arrow. Let's see. Yeah, Babylon, Egypt, Grecian. One born, bow, branch, breed, young, a bullock. Okay. Even animals, whatever have you, he's referring to there in the concordance. Calf came up in, child, colt, common, corn. Wow, corn. Okay. Daughter of first, firstborn, foal, very fruitful, postage in kind, lamb, man, meat, mighty, nephew, okay, people, rebel, old, robber, wow, servant born, soldier, son, spark, steward, stranger, surely, them of, tumultuous one, valiant, valiantest, whelp, worthy, young, youth. Okay, here's our lexicon. Here is our lexicon. And I think this came out of Psalms 2. So let's take a look and see if we can find it to see if it's speaking about begotten son. It says always also used of the king's son, the son of God, really. The son of God, really. Isaiah 9:5. Psalm 72:1. Okay. 21:7, 30 verse 1, 31:17, 32:12. Deuteronomy, although more often used as fully expressed, this Hebrew term here, Genesis 5:4, 7, 10, 13, 11, and 11. All right. I want to say in sing. A trace of the common gender is found. This Hebrew term. More correctly, this Hebrew term. A male son. Jeremiah 20:15. Let's see what we can find. Our psalm. Let's see. Sons of Ethiopians. And there's what that's Psalm 72 for. That's not the one we want. We want second psalm. And it's been repeated in the New Testament, referring back to that psalm, the second psalm. Okay. Let's see if it's there, because that's where we pulled it from. That's where we pulled it from. Not seeing it yet. That's Psalms 45. All right. Oh, come on. Gisenius, you guys are getting me. Come on. Jeremiah 17, Deuteronomy 32. Looking for my Psalm 127 right there. That's not the second one. If in fact I don't think I missed it. I'm taking my time here. So I can see exactly where that is. What is it referring to? And these guys did a great job. Psalm 29 right there. Great job. There it is, right there. Thus also in the Greek poets, this Greek term here, let's see. Here it is. Here applied to Christ. Here applied to Christ, right there. Thus also in the Greek poets, this term here, Greek term, Psalms 2:7. The Lord is said to me, thou art my son, this day I have begotten thee. Constituted king. Okay, so Christ in resurrection is here spoken of. Psalms 82. So we're starting to see how the Psalms is relating to Christ in that too. I have said, ye are gods, O kings, and every one of you children of the Most High. All right, but you shall die like common men. Yeah, okay. Okay. To men who piously worship God. Psalms 73. You got Samuel 7. Psalms 89 up there. Proverbs 14. Deuteronomy 14. Let's see. Apply. Here's more. Here it is. And sing Israel is called Son of God. Hosea 11. Applied to Christ. Right there. And the firstborn and beloved. Yeah. Exodus 4. Compare Jeremiah 31. The name of son is used. Yeah, there's a little bit more there. So that's what we're looking into here. Pulling out what we can find in this live study on the Begotten Son Definitions. Yeah. And if I missed anything, you guys make sure you study on your own, man. Study it out. Study it out. S-O-N. S-O-N in the Hebrew.
Strong's H3205. Yalad. Yalad.
Yalad. Okay, that's the Hebrew for S-O-N, our S-O-N in English. Begat, bear, born, bring forth, bear, travail, midwife, child, delivered, born, birth, labor, brought up. That's the way the KJV English translates Yalad in the way it's used in our language. Here's our outline. Beget, gender, travail, bear, bring forth, of childbirth, distress, wicked behavior. To be born, to cause or help to bring forth, okay? To assist or tend as a midwife, there it is. To be born, to beget a child, to bear, of wicked bringing forth iniquity. Day of birth, birthday, to declare one's birth, okay? That's the outline there. And so we can see that. Bringing forth, basically, that's what we're seeing. Bringing forth, birthing, things of that nature. So he is brought forth, and we know that he said that he was. Okay? He was brought forth. Here's something. Thus light will be thrown on the passage. Okay, Psalms 2. There's Psalms 2:7 again. That's where we are. Where God says to the king, the Son of God. Okay, because comparing this Hebrew term here. Number 8b. Thou art my son this day, have I begotten thee. I have created or constituted thee king, giving thee the divine spirit. Those who maintain that this word must necessarily be taken in a physical sense as implying generation, and that in the passage the eternal generation of Christ is taught, do not appear to have considered besides the passage in Deuteronomy and Jeremiah. The words of the apostle, 1 Corinthians 4:15. This Greek term here. Whatever difficulty might have been found in Psalms 2:7, it is cleared away by the New Testament, where we learn that it speaks of the resurrection of Christ when he, the eternal Son of God, became the first begotten of the dead. The passage 1 Corinthians 4:15 refers to believers in the risen Son of God, who are themselves begotten again to a lively hope by his resurrection, or, as it is said in another place, begotten by the word of truth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love it. Love it. There it is. That's the lexicon from the Hebrew lexicon. Okay. There it is. There it is. The Hebrew there. All right. So let's see what else we can get here in regards to the begotten Son. Okay. And there it is. There it is. Some good stuff, man. In the H3205, some good stuff. Now we're going back to our Hebrew. I think I accidentally closed this one in the Greek. So I'm going to open it back up and get to begotten in 3439. Yeah.
Strong's G 3439. Monogenes. Monogenes.
Begotten. Begotten in our language. KJV translates it begotten, only and only child. Single of its kind only. Used of only sons or daughters viewed in relation to their parents. Used of Christ denotes the only begotten Son of God. Yes. And Strong's is saying the same deal. Okay. Same deal. Single only of its kind. Okay. Used only of sons or daughters. We saw that one. And let's see what else we can get. Right there, to be one's only son or daughter. Okay. Look, there's some judges there. Right there. Tobit. I think that might be an Apocrypha book. I'm not sure. It'd be cool to look up some of these books online and just to look at them real quick, study them out a little bit. Hence the expression, this Greek term here and this Greek term here. That's John 3:16. All right, some take this generally owning to the omission of the article. Okay, that's some. Used of Christ denotes the only Son of God, or one who, in the sense in which he himself is the Son, has no brethren. There's no other siblings like him. He is so spoken by John, not because this Greek term here, which was this Greek term, in him was eternally generated by God the Father. Look at that. The Orthodox interpretation, or came forth from the beginning of God, just before the beginning of the world. Do you see that? We just talked about that in the last definitions of God. In John 1:1, what does it say? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Didn't it say that? Nothing was created without him. Yeah, there we go. We see in here, in him was eternally generated by God the Father, the Orthodox interpretation, okay? Or came forth from the being of God the Father, just before the beginning of the world. I've never read that word before. Subordinationism. He was submitted to the Father when he was made. That's what I know what being a subordinate is. But because by the incarnation, so that means he has to be, I would understand, physical, humans. So I would understand incarnation. Incarnate, okay, is this Greek term here, this Greek term. In him is of nature. In him is of nature, or essentially Son, capital S-O, of God. And so in a very different sense from that in which men are made by him. Bam. This Hebrew term here, John 1:13, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That's the next verse in the verse 14 of John 1. For since in the writings of John, the title, this Greek term here, is given only to the historic Christ, so-called, neither the Logos alone, nor Jesus alone, but this Hebrew term here, this Greek term here, or Jesus through this Greek term here, united with God, is this Greek term here. Begotten Son, I would understand. The reading this Greek term here without the article before this Greek term in John 18, and it says, no man hath seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. Okay, this John 18, and I just read, which is supported by no inconsiderable weight of ancient testimony received into the text by, I want to say, Tregelles, and Westcott and Hort defended it much learning by Dr. Hort. On this Greek term, in scripture and tradition in his 2 dissertations. Okay. This is their notes, okay? This is a note for them, and seems not improbable to Harnack and Weiss, okay? But is foreign to John's mode of thought and speech. Here, we know the 3:16. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever in him should not, whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. So it must be in his begotten Son. Yeah. And here's Jesus talking some more. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of his only begotten Son. And I want to understand here that he's saying you must have life if you're believing. I'm believing back then, it's just so, our word believe is so watered down right now. But back then, that's more like of a committing back then. Because when you believed in a spirit or God or something back there, whatever one it was, you followed that. You really, them people brought idols. I mean, they were serious about their gods. Serious. They weren't serious. They were serious about their spiritualities and all that, and tapping in to the spirit and all that kind of stuff. And that God, whatever God that was, that they chose. Okay. They were serious. They were not playing around, lightheartedly. They were really serious. So when Jesus is there talking to them, he's really saying, for them that are committed to knowing me, what he's saying, to believe is just so watered down in English. It's crazy. But he says, like, because if you're believing, he's talking to Hebrews here that's supposed to be following the law, okay? Which they weren't. Nobody was really doing it. No one. Except for, we see little instances of Zacharias, who was a priest at the temple. He was serious. His wife was serious. Therefore, but the law was divorced anyway. In Jeremiah 3:8, the law covenant was divorced amongst the Lord and the people. He didn't leave them, but the law covenant was changed. He gave him a bill of divorce, which means it was over. But and I'm glad I see that, because that makes all these hundreds of years. He says, okay, I'm going to clear a certain amount of space there from the law covenant, which is divorced. I've stopped it, and I'm going to do a new marriage, a new covenant. I'm going to put my spirit in you. So it's hundreds of years before Christ steps on the scene to make the new covenant available, the new everlasting covenant. So anyway, so he that believeth, the one that believes he receives life eternal now. He receives it. Now remember, he's also talking to Nicodemus here in John 3 about receiving his spirit, being born of spirit. See, that's how you become alive. So he's still, but the one that does not believe and accept, which is an inward thing, he doesn't believe here. The one that believes not, he's not believing, he's set up, he's condemned. He's done. It's a done deal. So there you go there. Which is supported by an inconsiderable weight of ancient testimony received into the text by, okay, we saw that, okay. Oh, it's down here, okay. Here we go. But it's foreign to John's mode of thought and speech, okay. John 1, okay, first John, I hate this scrolling, it's terrible. In this was manifested, 1 John 4:9, in this was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world. that we might live through him, not living out my dreams and whatever have you through him. That's not what it is. We're going to live but based on the life that he has in him, giving it to us. That's how we're living through him. Excuse me. The dissonant and harsh appears to owe its origin to a dogmatic zeal. That's serious. That's a serious zeal, which broke out soon after the early days of the church. Okay, that is what they call fanatics. Okay, some people called me fanatic. Okay, so there you go. That's it. Begotten. Let's see what son is, and then we're out of here.
Strong's G 5207. Huios.
All right, KJV translates it son of man. See that one? I'm going to look at that one next. Not now, but the next time. Son of God. Child or children. Son, his son. Okay, all is capital S. Children is lowercase. Okay. Son of David. Got to look at that one too. My beloved son. Thy son, only begotten son. He is David's son with the G846. Firstborn son, okay. A son, rarely used of the young, for the young of animals. Offspring of men, generally. In a restricted sense, a male offspring, okay. Born from a father and mother. In a wider sense, a descent, one of the prosperity of anyone, children of Israel, son of Abraham. Used to describe one who depends on another or is his follower, a pupil. Okay, that's what we get that. I guess we get that term in spiritual father, spiritual son, and whatever, spiritual mother, and whatever. Son of man, a term describing man carrying the connotation of weakness and mortality. Son of man symbolically denotes the fifth kingdom in Daniel 7. Dang, I hated that they gave that to me now. I didn't want to do that. By this term, its humanity is indicated in contrast with the barbarity and ferocity of the four preceding kingdoms, the Babylonian, the Median, the Persian, and Macedonian, and the royal typified by the four beasts. In the book of Enoch, 2nd century, it is used of Christ. Used of Christ there. See that? It is used of Christ. See that? In the book of Enoch. Okay. Used by Christ himself, doubtless in order that he might imitate. Used of Christ himself, doubtless in order that he might imitate his messiahship. Intimate. He might intimate. Wow. His messiahship, and also that he might designate himself as the head of the human family, the man, the one who both furnished the pattern of the perfect man and acted on behalf of all mankind. That Christ seems to have preferred this to the other messianic titles because by its lowliness it was last suited to foster the expectation of an earthly Messiah in royal splendor. Okay. Son of God. All right. This is the next one. You want to look at that again? I'll look at it again. Let's see. Christ seems to have preferred. Okay, this. All right, let's see. Intimate. I like that, man. I like that. Intimate his messiahship as and also that he might designate himself as the head of the human family, the man, the one who both furnished the pattern of the perfect man, and acted on behalf of all mankind. Christ seems to have preferred this to the other messianic titles because it is lowliness. Because it's lowliness. It was least suited to foster the expectation of an earthly Messiah in royal splendor. Yeah. He wanted it to be as humble and as low as possible. Yeah, so that means, me thinking that, I'm a son of God. I'm supposed to be this royal power, royal this, royal that. Got 10 minutes left, guys. No. He says the Son of God used to describe Adam. All right. He was a son of he was the first man created by him. First man. Okay. Not spirit. He's first man. Okay. Used to describe those who are born again. That's Luke 20:36. And of angels and of Jesus Christ, of those whom God esteems as sons. God has to esteem you as his son, not man. Okay. Not yourself. God the Father is esteeming. Okay. Whom he loves, protects, and benefits above others. It's up to him to do that. We're not even to worry. He's already there doing it. It's not you're not paying tithes, reading scriptures every day, understanding the Bible to get this protection and this esteem. No, you're not. You're learning about his begotten son. That's the one thing. You've received his spirit, right? That's how yes. So let's get it. Let's get it. Okay. On the New Testament, used of the Jews. On the Old Testament, used of the Jews. I'm sorry. Old Testament. In the New Testament of Christians, those whose character God was as a loving father shapes by chastisement. Okay. Hebrews 12:5-8. I'm excited, man. I'm sorry. I'm excited. Those who revere God as their father. Yeah. The pious worshipers of God. Oh, yeah. Those who in character and life resemble God. Yeah, that's that image. Romans 8:29. Image. Yeah. Those who are governed, not by the law. It doesn't say by the law there. It says governed by the Spirit of God. Repose the same calm and joyful trust in God which children do in their parents. Romans 8:14. Galatians 3:26. And hereafter in the blessedness and glory of the life eternal you'll openly wear this dignity of the sons of God, term used preeminently of Jesus Christ as enjoying the supreme love of God, united to him in affectionate intimacy. Remember that intimate, privy to his saving counsels, obedient to the Father's will in all his acts. Look at that. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Now I'm not gonna go. Well, yeah, I got about 8 minutes. I'm gonna leave it right here. Here's what I'm gonna do. Coming back on the second one, the Begotten Son, Part 2. We're going into the lexicon. We're gonna go into there, look all through there, because we don't have any other. There's no other definition after this one that I've found in the Greek for begotten son. And then that next part is the Son of Man, which we're going to go into. So it's not really much there. Hopefully Helena or Lexi or somebody will be jumping in on it with me. But I'll tell you what, Sunday we've got Lexi. Sunday 12 noon we got Lexi. She's going to be back, and we're going to talk about that losing. You don't want to miss that one. 12 noon Eastern time. Okay. So if you're not in the East Coast time, adjust to your time zone. But yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to jump into the lexicon on that. That outline is wonderful. Isn't it nice? We're going to jump in there, man, and see what we can see in regards to the begotten son. This is the definition, the begotten son. This has been Ron Saxton. I want to thank you guys for stopping in. David Vaughn, I didn't get to see anyone else. Nobody posted or anything. I didn't see any likes or comments or anything there. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in on the next one. Not even sure when I'm going to be able to do it, man. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow at noon. How about that? I'll be back tomorrow at noon doing the second part, Eastern Time, of the Begotten Son Definitions right here, the G5207. And we're going to go in there and see what else details we can see, okay, in regards to Begotten Son. Yeah. And Sunday 12 noon. Sunday 12 noon. We'll be back and see you then. I don't know if I'll do one Saturday, but we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll let you know. I'll see you guys soon.
Please allow us to extend our deepest thanks, our humblest appreciation, our greatest gratitude for your fellowship here with us, sharing the letter of the gospel, the ancient definitions of Scripture. This is Understanding the Bible.